When Ann sent me. Oh, that zoo. Talk about dangerous breeding.
Oh, man.
I wouldn't want to be a female polar bear.
Or
I
visit
did an interview with
retirelikefrank.com.
Very
888
I can't understand what you're saying, Marie.
retirelikefrank.com.
The Paul W. Smith Show. News Talk 760 WJR.
Good Tuesday morning to you. It is February 9th, the 40th day of 2021. There are 325 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift, even days that bring us even more snow. At least a little snow out there. As I got the newspaper, I noticed we had a pretty good dusting once again. We went a long while without snow, and now we're having our winter snows kind of rather often. We've got the team together. Marie Osborne just finished the news with breaking news and the sad story of the loss of Mary Wilson, one of the founding members of the Supremes. That is truly breaking news. It happened unexpectedly just last night, if I heard all this correctly, Marie.
Yes, Mary, she lived in Las Vegas, so that's where she died, at her home there in Las Vegas. She was 76. We don't have a cause of death. Her publicist has not released that yet.
And the only thing I remember is unexpectedly. So it wasn't like she was on death's doorstep or some illness that everyone knew was going to take her. So it's always even tougher when something like that happens. And now we would say a young age of 76. We'll get more details as they become available all morning long. Dana Clark is here, keeping an eye on how we handle the little, I don't know, I think it's a slight dusting of snow.
Yeah, 1 to 2 overnight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it still can cause issues out on the roadways. Brian Morton pressing all the right buttons to make sure that the Dixie Cups are all connected from the Golden Tower, the Fisher Building, and everywhere else they have to be connected to. Of course, Mike Kim keeping an eye out for us on the southernmost portion of Detroit. And our executive producer running the show by the clock, as if you tune in the first 45 minutes of the show at WJR.com or on the WJR Facebook page, you will see her running the show by the grandfather's clock, our executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Good morning,
Annie.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. And of course, every day is not just a day; it's a something. Today's a couple of somethings. This is National Pizza Day.
Oh, your favorite day.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a holiday for you, Deb.
Do love pizza.
Wait a minute. Dana and Ann, you guys don't like pizza?
Oh, we love it. But Paul W. is like, that's his, he said that's his final food. His final, if he was on an island.
We're on that island.
That's Romeo.
Cheese and double pepperoni. I'm a simple
Would that be
man.
your last meal as well?
You mean while I'm on death row?
Yes.
You know something I don't know?
You don't know?
I would say, last meal.
Let's see.
That's a tough
May
one.
go big, huh?
I don't want to. Yeah, I might go with the lobster.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
If they're gonna put me out, I want to cost them some money.
That's right.
I don't know what I would have. Have you thought about that? Your last meal?
Yeah, I know mine.
I guess we've all thought about it. What would yours be, Dana?
Surf and turf, like you just said. I'm going for the surf and the turf.
Kenny Hayward, who used to be up there at Grand Hotel, and now is doing some work with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, used to always, this must be from a movie or something, it always makes me laugh, and I don't know why, but he would go, surf and turf.
Oh, that's funny. I never saw that before.
Does anyone know what that's from?
No.
Kim will tell me what that's from if she goes, surf and turf. And I go,
and you're like, what the heck is that?
I'm laughing just so it looks like I know what I'm laughing about. But
yeah,
the average pizza place, which we used to call pizzerias, the average pizza place uses roughly 55 pizza boxes per day.
Mm-hmm.
I would think you're pretty successful if you're doing that.
You would think so.
We consume around 251 million 777,000 pounds of pepperoni every year.
Wow.
93% of Americans have eaten pizza in the last month. Is that
Oh,
true
yeah.
of our team here?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Mhm.
Oh, my goodness
Mhm,
gracious.
mhm.
I think I have too.
Mhm.
Kids ages 3 to 11 prefer pizza over all other food groups. That's it. There's a great commercial out there. I think it's for one of the car companies, so maybe it's not so great if I don't remember exactly what it was for. But where a mom hears that a family or a man and woman are coming over, like the husband says, "Don't forget, the
Mhm.
Browns are coming for dinner tonight." And so
Mhm.
she's in the store. She goes, "4 fillets, please." And she's getting all this beautiful dinner together. And he says, "You remember, it's just the kids." And they open the
Mhm.
door and they go, "Where's the pizza?"
Yeah, I saw that Sunday too. I can't remember who it's from.
I can't remember who it's for.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the car companies. I'm
Yes.
not sure.
Mhm.
Dr. Rafai explained the potato issue. Remember, I said, how could we possibly eat 140 pounds
Mhm.
of potatoes a year? He's not a man of few words.
Oh boy.
He has explained in a couple of pages here, and I'll share that with you in a moment. But right now, I'm going to share this. It's 5:43 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
It's a new year, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
And we're checking it for you, our WJR traffic and weather first on this Tuesday morning. Dana Clark.
It is slick out there, so take your time as you head out. Traffic first sponsored by Liberty Title, protecting property since 1974. $2 billion a year is lost to cybercrime and identity theft in real estate transactions. Liberty Title insures and secures your closing dollars. Now offering creative closing options to keep you safe, including remote online notarization, curbside, and contactless closings. You have a choice. Choose libertytitle.com. We have a disabled vehicle 94 westbound at Water Street. That's in St. Clair. That right shoulder is blocked. Accident along 696 eastbound at Inkster Road blocks a left lane. And the Netto ramp to I-75 northbound that's closed at Inman Road due to a crash, so avoid that area. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by North Bloomfield Properties. If you're looking for a place to call home, let North Bloomfield Properties find the best place for you and your family. They also provide pre-screened quality tenants to their property owners. They love to match good people to good homes. Contact them today, northbloomfield.com.
Some light snow and snow showers this morning causing some slick travel in spots. We'll get into the afternoon. The sun may pop out, but still cold, 23. Colder night tonight, down to 6 above zero. Outlying areas in the suburbs be a little bit colder. Tomorrow cloudy with a high near 22. From a Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
And it is 5:45. Mary Wilson, the breaking news, passing away last night, unexpectedly at the age of 76, who, along with Diana Ross and Florence Ballard in the early 60s, came to Motown's attention with the Supremes. And I don't remember this as much, but one of the things I'm reading, it is a quote from Berry Gordy. He says, the Supremes were known as the sweethearts of Motown. I'd not heard that expression regarding the Supremes before, but I'm going to take Berry Gordy's word for it since he discovered everybody and everything Motown. Let's check out what Rush Limbaugh has to say. He's with us from noon to 3, Monday through Friday, and right now at 5:46, he's right here.
Now, this is incredible. A Long Island, New York high school student has been arrested because he showed up to go to school. 17-year-old Maverick Stowe attended William Floyd High School for 5 days in a row, and by doing so, he committed a criminal act. Young Maverick was supposed to stay home for a designated remote learning day, but he said, I got to go to class. Maverick Stowe was not putting anybody in danger when he showed up. His temperature was taken. He was fine. His first period teacher discovered he was supposed to be at home, so school administrators suspended him for 5 days. Maverick ignored the suspension. He showed up at school in person again, so they called the cops. He was arrested for trespassing, the school district pressing charges. School bosses accuse Maverick Stowe of being selfish and irresponsible for showing up at school in person, the school his parents pay taxes for. Now, this is what it's like living in liberal America today. You can riot in the street, you can loot, burn, vandalize businesses, you can assault cops. Nothing happens to you. But if you dare attend school in person because you want to pursue your education, you get arrested as a criminal. This is Democrat Party America, Joe Biden America. God help us. Oh my God, I can't think of it.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 today, right here on WJR. I mentioned Dr. Tom Rafai reached out about my reaction to how could we possibly eat 140 pounds of potatoes per year. And he says you have to remember that the potatoes may have started as 140 pounds, but a mass amount of them are dried into very much lighter versions of the final food product, whether potato chips, which take about 140 grams of potatoes and shrink dry them down into 30 grams of baked potato chips. Oh, he eats the baked potato chips. That's very healthy.
Of course he does.
Yeah. So cramming all those calories into a much smaller space, which is what we call calorie density or calorie concentration, if you will, or French fries, for example. Therefore, the 140 pounds of potatoes per American per year basically shrinks down to 33 pounds of the final product. Who's to argue with the guy who gave us Reality Meets Science and the author of 5 Keys to Optimal Wellness and News of the Day editor, True Health Initiative, Harvard Online course director, Nutrition and Metabolic Syndrome, and Wayne State University assistant professor of medicine, our old friend and fine listener, Dr. Tom Rafai, CEO of Reality Meets Science. So I guess that makes it a little easier to understand how we could possibly eat 140 pounds of potatoes a year. Mm-hmm. We have to think of them in their reduced state.
So, Dub, best pizza place.
Oh, that's asking me which child I like the best.
Right. Who's your favorite?
There's so many good ones. I'm telling you, the Fresh Farms, one of my 2 places I venture out in down the road here, Jerry's and then Fresh Farms a little further. They brought in a New York oven, New York style pizza oven a few years ago. I remember that. And ever since, it's been really good pizza. Moots, we had Moots on, the gentleman from Moots Pizza.
Tony
Moots
Sacco.
is good.
Right.
Tony Sacco, good. And what is the one I mentioned the other day? They were moving. I thought you're moving into the future.
Knows.
Cifino's, very good pizza.
Superb.
Don't forget Buddies.
Yeah, Buddies. I'm not a pizza snob. I was saying when I lived in New York City, I was stunned there were no pizza chains, but there were so many great pizza places. I think of John's of Bleecker Street and other places that had incredible pizza. I think New York was a tough market for the chains to break into. I'm sure they're all there now, but I'm not a pizza snob. I like Jets and Buddies, and I haven't had Domino's.
You're hearing the Paul W. Smith Show. News Talk 760 WJR.
Hail, hail, the gang's all here. Let's see. Okay, Brian is letting us know a technical issue. His OpX computer has to reboot. I appreciate you telling me that, Brian. I always enjoy information that I don't understand at all.
I know what it means, Dub. It means the mouse is not working on the computer. And when the mouse doesn't work on the computer, we could have some trouble.
Oh, so he depends on the mouse to run the commercials and to run everything?
Yes.
It's a mouse?
The mouse is down and out this morning.
and poor Keith, our chief engineer.
On the way.
These guys get calls, and Ray does too.
Yes.
At any hour of the day or night, any day of the week or weekend, and they're on their way. It's part of their job, and it's maybe maybe one of the worst parts of their job is having to go and try to fix this stuff. And what engineers always used to say to on-air talent, that's what we are called, all of us. They would walk into the studio, because we were in Studio Z, and say, "Now what did you break?"
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of like the question that now what did you break? I didn't do anything. So anyway, Marie Osborne here. She'll be handling news in 8 minutes from right now. Dana Clark, of course, Brian, who's probably going crazy in the booth. It's good that he doesn't have an on microphone in there. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
We'd have to bleep it all the time. Kim checking in and helping out, and of course, Ann Thomas, our executive producer. It is also National Bagel and Lox Day.
Oh, it's a good day. It's a
good day.
I love bagels and lox,
Yeah.
and I still don't know the difference between lox and smoked salmon.
I don't either.
I think it's the same thing.
I think they can charge more for lox. I'm just guessing they can charge more for lox. I don't know. It sounds more special.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and I love bagels and lox. I'm not Jewish, but I'm next door. I'm Lebanese. And boy, I wish we could all get along because we're next door to each other in the world. But it is National Bagel and Lox, recognizing one of America's favorite bagel combinations. Bagels are one of the few breads that are blank, then baked.
Boiled.
Very good, Marie.
Yeah,
I somehow knew for sure you would know that right away.
I think we've talked about.
You told us that before, yeah.
Creates a soft inside while keeping a crisp outside. Bagels originated in blank.
Oh, we got a question too. No.
All right, I'll give you this this clue. It's amazing that we don't have our bagel with vodka.
Oh,
Poland.
Poland is right.
Poland.
In the early 17th century, and now over $1 billion worth each year sold in the United States. Wow. And salmon is cured in a salt brine for several months to make lox. That technique was perfected in Scandinavia. Using the fatty belly of the salmon results in a buttery, silky texture that pairs well with cream cheese and bagels, a little tomato, a little onion.
A little caper.
Boy, it's so good.
So good.
Yeah,
my daughter always talked about a bakery, a bagel place in New York, not a bakery, a bagel place in New York that did not have a sign outside. It just was a nondescript door on a building, and people would line up in the morning, and they only had so many bagels. They were the best bagels in all of New York City, and you'd have to line up. No name on this joint. They
didn't need a name.
They had a reputation. How do you like that?
Wow.
It's like people line up for, I call them crepes, but I guess they're crepes. Maybe I don't know what their real name is. In France, specifically in a big city like Paris, people will line up first thing in the morning and will look for the best crepe or crepe maker. And remember what we were told, Leo can you believe the Carnegie Deli is no longer open?
I know.
Leo at the Carnegie Deli told me it was because New York City had the best water for making bagels. That's why New York's bagels were special and no one could match them.
Who has the best bagels around here?
Boy, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't buy them enough to know.
I don't either.
But I love them every time I have them, but I'm just not out there buying them. And then I remember this from New York, the biggest emergency room visit when I was living in New York was bagel injuries on the weekend.
Oh, no.
Because everybody would go to slice the bagel.
And cut themselves?
Yep. Hence, what I did have in the old days, we might still have one, Kim would know, I don't remember, is a bagel cutter. Somebody was smart enough. You put the bagel in this thing and you bring the thing down on it. Your fingers are nowhere near when the bagel is being cut in half.
Yeah. Brian says Big Apple Bagels in Dearborn is very good.
Here's one, Detroit Institute of Bagels. New York Bagel.
New York Bagel on Woodward.
So there's no shortage of good bagel makers.
Yeah.
Very, very good. And somebody said something about the pizza crust. Oh, it's the water that helps for the pizza crust too.
In
Yes.
New York.
The
Mhm.
water in there.
I like pizza crust. There's only does anyone else not finish the whole crust? I don't always finish the whole crust.
I do.
Oh, Marie, the look on your face. Just
I
now,
do.
You had utter disappointment in me that you went,
I can't work here anymore.
Right. I'm done.
I-
Bye.
as a professional pizza eater, why fill up on the crust?
Oh,
It's so good.
good
I
point.
can eat a lot more pizza
But the
if I,
crust is so good.
when I'm done, you see 3 or 4 of the crusts still around.
Not
because
me.
I
I don't leave a trace. I
You're-
can't leave a trace.
You're
Done.
just a professional eater
I can't leave
overall.
evidence.
God bless you. It is 5:57 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
It's a new year, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
Let's check it just ahead of news with Marie. We've got Dana Clark in our WJR traffic and weather first. Dana?
Traffic first sponsored by shelving.com. Optimize floor space in your business with shelving.com's wide selection of products from Unirack pallet racks to mezzanines. Get 10% off select products site-wide with code WJR10. One-time use per customer. That's WJR10, shelving.com. We rack your world. It's going to be a busy commute out there. 696 eastbound at Inkster, that's clear. The on-ramp in Monroe, 75 northbound at Netto Road, that is gone. 696 westbound after Greenfield, new accident blocking the right shoulder, also left lane blocked. 275 northbound at Ford Road, accident blocking that right shoulder. And 94 westbound at Lapeer Avenue, this is a disabled vehicle blocking that right shoulder. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Window World. Call Window World 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW for your window, door, or siding project. Take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months. Window World is America's largest exterior replacement remodeler. Call 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW or visit windowworlddetroit.com for a free in-home or virtual quote. We did get about 1 to 2 inches overnight. That fresh coating is going to slow you down this morning. Watch out for those slick spots. Partly cloudy, currently 13 degrees, going up to 22 today, this afternoon. Seeing some sun peek out tonight. Back down to the single digits, partly cloudy and a low of 7. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Marie Osborne in about 1 minute.
Well, I guess it's appropriate that we're having a little weather this morning. It was this day in 1870 the U.S. Weather Bureau was established. What did we do? What did we do before the Weather Bureau?
Farmer's Almanac.
Farmer's Almanac.
Was around.
Looked outside and
Then.
Right.
I didn't. I certainly had to hear this at the time, but I never thought about this. This is the day in 1960, the Adolf Coors Company, Coors Beer, the chairman, Adolf Coors III, at just the age of 44, was shot to death
what?
in suburban Denver during a botched kidnapping attempt.
Wow.
The man who killed him, Joseph Corbett Jr., served 19 years in prison. That doesn't seem like enough, does it?
No.
Mm-mm.
You kill a guy and you just take 19 years away from the guy that killed him?
Mm.
That doesn't seem right, but I don't remember that. When I think of Coors, I don't think of that one of the Adolf Coors, there were a few of them, was assassinated, basically. You guys have anything you want to bring up or
I'd like to
mention
know
with
what
our
happened to the polar bear.
What's this polar bear you guys are talking about?
It's bad.
Mm.
I'm
A
gonna try to
polar
get
bear.
Ron Kagan.
Yeah, because this is the first time an animal has killed another animal at the zoo
Mm.
for a long, long time.
Mhm.
And the indelicate part of the topic is that they were trying to mate.
Oh.
I don't know what would happen. I've tried to mate many times and never
You've been lucky.
never came close to killing
You've
anybody.
been lucky.
It's not too early to have jokes, but
Right.
I don't know how that would happen. And this guy had mated. Remember the big story we had the other day about the polar bears being born.
Yes.
Cute
Yeah.
little. He's the same. He fathered those, and he'd fathered,
Okay.
at least tried to father a number and of those. So who knows what happened? And that's why we need to talk to a guy like Ron Kagan or somebody from the zoo.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
don't
kind
know.
of an interesting story. Like, oh my goodness. You know, that's not good.
Oh, that's not good. And
good at
thankfully, it doesn't happen very often at all. At least we don't hear about it happening. And I do remember when I first heard of it that the statistic was it'd been like the 80s the last time fellow animal killed a fellow animal at the zoo. It's a sad story.
So they just found it. They just went in.
I don't know any details.
Oh,
It's hard to tell from that story.
Yeah, because it's part of a program. It's a part of a multinational, multi-zoo program to try to keep polar bears around. So for all we know, a bunch of scientists and people were watching, you know, to make sure everything was going okay. And that talk about a horrible feeling when it goes wrong.
yeah.
Point of one of the bears dying.
I know. They're cute, but they're very dangerous.
Oh man, you don't want to be. It's probably true with pandas too. They look so cute, so cuddly. Don't cuddle a panda. It's a bear, and the same thing. Polar bears are like the most ferocious.
They're really
I
dangerous.
wonder if it got scared or something.
I don't know. I don't know. I am.
Maybe the lady polar bear didn't want anything to do with it.
There's so many. Sadly, there's so many jokes we could tell.
Right. You
We're
can't.
refraining from telling the jokes.
Right. She was like, not me, not today.
I'm going to try to not join in this.
I know,
come
I
on.
know. That was
No.
a good one, though. That was clean.
I know. Oh, poor polar bear.
I know.
Anyway,
They just say it.
I'm glad we're having Deborah Norville on
Yes, me too.
because I'll be able to. I'm not going to do what people sometimes do. Do you remember meeting me? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell her we met.
Tell her when and where.
I can't really narrow it down to except I'm assuming it's between 1985 and 1996 because that's basically when I was on the East Coast.
That's a lot of time.
I know.
In between.
85 to 90 in New York, 90 to 96 in Philadelphia. And I have a feeling that she was commuting possibly to Washington or from Washington. And I think she already started Inside Edition, although she was briefly at the Today Show. And everybody was very concerned that the beloved anchor at the time with Bryant Gumbel, Jane Pauley, was going to be forced out by Deborah Norville. But that's not what happened. But that's what everyone said. So anyway,
Is that show still on? Inside Edition?
Oh yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
On every day.
Okay.
And I watched it because I knew I was going to have her on. But actually, did I finish it last night? I don't think I did. I got distracted and I didn't finish it. Oh well. They basically take their own take on the news of the day. And I think they did a pretty good job. I think they, from what I remember, what I have seen. We're going to have Steve Taylor on. So folks in Toledo that are watching, the Taylor family is very, very big in the car business. How many dealerships, Ann? Is
7.
7? He and his family have 7 dealerships.
7 dealerships in northwestern Ohio.
Yeah, and so he's actually written a book. I've known the Taylor family for years, from my days in Toledo, Ohio, with a radio show and a television show. This is a book with car buying tips to save you time and money. And there's one of those companies out there that's competing with car dealers, and they make the car dealer experience look horrible. If you know what I'm talking about. Have you seen those where the thing turns upside down and they come around and go, "Oh God, I'm never going to go to a car dealer again," and they deliver the car to you?
Verbo or one of those.
One of those.
Yeah.
Online.
I've never had a bad experience at a car dealership. Really. I mean, it used to be more challenging than it is now.
Now it's really nice.
Now it's nice and easy, and I
Go
think
out of their way to make you really comfortable.
I think I love that they understand, the good ones do, how important we are as customers and how we have potential other business for them if they take good care of them. And they do. I think.
The Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760 WJR.
Good Tuesday morning to you. It is 6:07 on this 9th day of February, the 40th day of 2021. There are 325 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And the team is here. Marie Osborne just completed the news. We didn't get to hear the news during this one newscast, especially because we are still online on our WJR Facebook page and or WJR.com. So anything besides the sad news that Barry Wilson died last night at the relatively young age of 76. Any other big breaking news, Marie, we might have missed?
Well, of course, there's the impeachment today. So that's
What? There's an impeachment today?
Yeah, so that's obviously our lead story, as you well
Really? They're not impeaching President Biden, are they? Because you can only impeach somebody who's in office, I thought. Well, that's another story. Anyway, Dana Clark is here. Traffic, weather, and a little snow. But so far, so good, Dana?
A few accidents out there, but it's going to be slippery. So take your time, leave space, and be careful out there.
Brian Morton pressing all the right buttons with the help of Keith, our chief engineer, fixing some of those buttons. Mike Kim in the southernmost portion of Detroit checking in. And, of course, our executive producer running the show by the clock, the grandfather clock, matter of fact. Good morning, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Deb. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you. Anybody have anything they want to make sure that they bring up or mention or lead us into in conversation?
Well, there was the death yesterday of this attorney that was well known in the Detroit area. I just wanted to take a minute and make a note of Cliff Woodards. He was a real staple in the Detroit legal community. And I don't know if you knew him or if Ed knew him at all.
He did not, but the outpouring yesterday with regard to his passing was just amazing. He was a very much loved,
very much so,
gentleman in our community.
I don't know. Have we ever interviewed him? I don't think.
I don't think so.
I don't know that we ever have interviewed him.
If you ever interviewed him, you wouldn't forget it.
I wouldn't forget. Okay.
No.
It is I will say this, knowing no details, and there certainly will be an investigation. It does not sound good when it involves a police patrol car.
Right.
Yeah, lights flashing, siren going or not, but going through a red light, I thought I heard.
Yes.
That's never going to end up good.
The chief did comment on this and said that there's a thorough investigation underway. He's very concerned about it.
Yeah, I'm concerned about it when I heard that too. I mean, let's face it. Who among us has seen situations before where people go through red lights and sometimes we're not exactly sure if they're on their way to an emergency or not? I mean, I'm putting it as delicately as I can. But I'm glad to hear at least that the lights and siren,
yes,
from what I heard, we're being used. But what a horrible story for Cliff.
But anyway,
is it Woodard?
Family.
Is the last name Woodard?
Yes, Woodard.
Did you say?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, we send out our condolences. You may have just said that, but I couldn't understand. So I do have a pressing question based on this weekend's activities. And this is written by an Andy Nesbitt. And that is, he is saying, again, because we have discussed this in the past and we are going to discuss it now, why in the world isn't the Super Bowl on Saturday?
Yes.
I don't get that at all.
Millions of lost hours of productivity and labor on the people. I was making jokes about it Monday. Oh, I don't know what's wrong. My throat is really bad. I don't want to come in and give this to anybody.
Especially now with COVID.
Right.
We put everything on its head anyway. And, it used to be, well, Sunday has to be football. We have football on Monday, we have football on
Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday. Come on. So it only makes, well, no one will watch television on Saturday. People who care will watch the Super Bowl if you put it on Wednesday morning at 10.
Yes, right.
They just want to do that too, but I really have to agree that because Monday mornings are very tough.
And now's the time to change it.
Yeah, we got
now that everything's right. Everything's different now. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Kind of like why can't you just do it? Just do it. Just like changing the clocks back and forth. We don't need to vote on this. Just do it. Like some things you feel like you should be able to do immediately. It shouldn't have to go through a process.
Dana, Queen Dana,
right?
Off with their heads,
right?
Queen Dana, I happen to agree with you that we spend an awful lot of time on things that should just be okay.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Just do it.
You can't. There's no good argument for keeping it on Sunday.
No, what is it? The advertisers, they'll go to Saturday. I mean, the evening I understand because they want the higher advertising dollars. That part I get, but.
Well, wait a minute. You mean, what's that? The evening?
I think because the other argument is why is it not on earlier on Sunday?
Earlier.
Start at 3.
I don't understand that either. Does anybody know
I think you charge more for the evening advertising.
I think they can charge whatever they want.
Exactly.
Super Bowl, whenever.
Right. I agree.
I'm just thankful. It's funny you say that because it's a kickoff. It's like, or was it just this programming? Programming was all day long, but it's more like 6:30 or so.
Right.
A lot of these championship games and maybe other sports, but they start at 8 o'clock at night. That's what's really crazy.
Yeah.
On a weeknight, especially. So let's start the movement, or let's just start the conversation.
Right.
Let's move the Super Bowl to Saturday.
Yes.
Saturday at 6:30.
Here.
All right. Well, it's done.
It's done. Next item.
How easy that was.
We might be alone next Super Bowl, gathered around on a Saturday. It is 6:14 on this Tuesday morning.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
It's a new year, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
To our WJR traffic and weather first, and Dana Clark, as I always bid a fond adieu, and I kiss the listeners. I kiss my kin. I kiss Annie. I kiss you all. And that's not, don't take that as a kiss off.
Right.
It's just that I switch over to the other equipment and go to the darkness. A fond adieu. And fondue sounds pretty good right now, but any food does, doesn't it? Dana especially. Dana and I are the official bakers. Ann and Marie are the official bakers, cookers. And
right.
Kim, too. They all love to bake and cook. All righty, take it away here with our WJR traffic and weather first, Miss Dana Clark.
Okay, we did get 1 to 2 inches out there. A nice dusting on the roadway, so be careful. 696 westbound after Greenfield, that is clear. New accident, Jeffries eastbound after Inkster Road. The right lane is blocked. 275 and northbound. Actually, it's the Ford westbound ramp to 275 northbound. Accident is on that ramp. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Window World. Call Window World at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW for your next window, door, siding project. Take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months. Window World is America's largest exterior replacement remodeler. Call 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW or visit windowworlddetroit.com for a free in-home or virtual quote.
Have some light snow flying around this morning, and spots could dust the ground, and that could cause some travel trouble. Some sunshine comes in this afternoon, high 23. Cold night tonight, down to 6 above zero. Suburbs even colder. Becoming cloudy tomorrow with a high near 22. From a Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
And at 6:16.